It's May 2024 and I've joined thousands of people at the London XL Centre for MCM Comic Con. But this weekend, I'm not at the XL to spend all my money and catch a cold. I'm meeting some very, very serious exhibitors. Daleks from all eras of Doctor Who's history are trundling through the convention today, shouting threats of mass murder at passers-by, while spectacularly avoiding running people over.
When I see one coming towards me, my heart pounds. It's like an adrenaline rush. I love it.
I was being chased by some of the 60s Daleks. That was a truly amazing experience for me. I can even hear them now, so...
It does feel like you're actually in Doctor Who at Expo. They say, let me exterminate you, you get exterminated. As long as you ask for it, it's okay.
I often forget there are people in there, and they're so funny to people in them as well.
And look at this guy back here. All the Daleks and the Davros as well. They're all magnificent, aren't they? They're just bloody brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Davros. I thought it was just a normal Dalek. And I see the face, and I'm just like, yo, like I didn't expect that.
These are members of Project Dalek. Over the many years, Project Dalek has painstakingly developed guides for constructing faithful Dalek props. So, naturally, I'm curious not only about what it takes to build one of these, but also what it's actually like to become a supreme being. I set up an interview with a member of Project Dalek to find out.
I'm Matthew Woodhouse. The one on my right is Dalek Sigma. That's my first Dalek. And the one on my left is an Imperial Dalek, which I built with a friend. Sigma took me about 3 months. So that was from scratch. And then the Imperial Dalek took about 1 month to refurbish from start to finish. The Sigma is made from MDF, a bit of plywood, a bit of fiberglass, a bit of aluminium. There's a bit of steel in there as well. The Imperial is mostly fiberglass. But yeah, most Daleks tend to be bits fiberglass and bits wood. Some of the stuff was from Project Dalek. I actually got the shoulder section for Sigma for free from a member. They're some of the biggest things I've ever built, but they were also, from start to finish, are quite quick. Some projects that I do might take 6 months, and the resources on Project Dalek are great, so I didn't really have to do much planning. I could almost just jump straight into it. There are moments where you kind of think, why on earth am I doing this? You'd feel tired, and you'd feel like, I don't want to do this job. I think that the one for me was doing all the aluminium on the midsection and cutting out those collars that go round. And each one took a solid sort of half a day to cut with a jigsaw, and it wasn't working well, and I was fighting with a big sheet of aluminium. But then you finish a piece, you maybe stack up the Dalek and have a look, and you think, oh my god, I'm building a Dalek, this is so cool. The funny thing is when people come into the house not knowing it's there. So my uncle recently came to stay, and he hadn't seen it, and he sort of walked into the room that it was in. I can never quite put the reaction into words. It's like people are bemused by it, I think. Being in a Dalek is a weird experience because you're below most people's head height. I mean, my eye level in that is, just above my waist sort of thing. Sometimes they don't know there's a person inside. Sort of, you'll be trundling by, comment on something that's relevant to that moment, and they'll sort of be like, I can interact with this thing. It takes them aback. There's always the sort of few phrases that get my mind in the right place, and words that kind of, I think, oh yeah, that's a very Dalek word. Tolerated is a word that I love saying as a Dalek. Tolerated. You've got to roll your R's. If you're a classic Dalek, roll your R's, and it sounds brilliant. The most memorable experience was the first event I came to with Project Dalek. I was traveling down the central sort of boulevard of the convention, and there was this kid on the floor, and as soon as he saw the Dalek, he jumped up, and he was so excited, and you could tell it just sort of made his day. You can scare them quite a bit, though. Sometimes they're either really in awe of it or genuinely terrified, and you've got to kind of figure out which one they are before you shout at them, basically. Yeah, it's those little moments that you wouldn't expect. Operating a Dalek has led me to meet a lot more people, and I've become more confident because of that. Bizarrely, a really good way to meet people, owning a Dalek.
Hello, I am Dalek Sigma. I may have to go and exterminate some puny humans. I am going to slowly make my way back to base. Hello human. How are you today? Good fist bump. Say cheese. What is the purpose of this mobile device? Why is this human touching me? You are very naughty.
I want to marry a Dalek.
You cannot marry me. Why is everybody flirting with me today? Your weapon is ineffective. Ooh, like to purchase some ice cream. Which flavor? That is a good choice. I like strawberry ice cream. It is a doctor. Exterminate. Your sonic device is affecting me. I cannot control. It is another doctor. Why are there multiples of you? I do not understand. Where can I park? Beep, beep, Dalek reversing.
My dad got me into it like back in the day. He used to watch when like Daleks couldn't go upstairs and like Cyberman looked like all the Cybermen look weird.
My dad always watched Doctor Who. His favourite Doctor growing up was Tom Baker. That was his sort of era. And now it's a tradition that every time a new episode of Doctor Who comes on, we watch it together.
Every time I stayed around my nan's house on a Saturday, we'd watch Doctor Who. She'd get me a McDonald's, we'd stick on some episodes of Doctor Who. So to me, it's like, it's something that is passed down to me.
And not only has it given me hours of entertainment, but I've also met my closest friends through it, and I have spent a lot of money on it, but I don't regret.
It's given me so many friends and so many conversations, and it's just been wonderful. I wouldn't be the same without it. My dad got me into the show, and we shared a lot of memories over it. I share a lot of memories with my family. It's just the best. It's the best show in the galaxy, and may it continue forever.
What the show means to me is what the show represents, and it's kindness and always trying to be the best version of yourself. And I really love that. I think that's what the show should be.